Hi everyone, welcome to a Navigator podcast. Today we have something special for you. We have an amazing guest, Tarik, and uh, we have a little bit different opinions on PPC automation, and I believe it can be very interesting discussion. So, welcome, Tariq. And can you please give us some background how you end up in the Amazon space, your journey?
Okay, so thanks, Oleg, for having me in your podcast. So I am Tarik, one of the co-founders of M19 and CEO of M19. Uh, just a quick note: M19 is an automation platform mainly for Amazon advertising, and is providing other tools next to it in order to make broad and the smartest Amazon advertising using all Amazon data like profit analytics, inventory, SEO, etc., etc. My story with M19 started 4 years ago. I used to work in a French ad tech company. By the way, we are based in Paris. And I used to work in R&D, research and development, in the machine learning department, working on optimization algorithms for mainly Google Ads and retargeting. At that day, like 4 years ago, even 5 years ago, the idea started. I was discussing with other friend engineer from the same department, machine learning, and we said, okay, let's do something. We know how to do optimization on Google. Uh, why don't we do that? We started researching. It was the beginning of Amazon advertising APIs. APIs is the ability to connect directly with Amazon in a automated way. And this is how it started. There is an opportunity. Amazon advertising is fresh new with their APIs and enabling other software to automate. And this is how we started. Like four engineers friends said, let's build the technology. And yeah.
Nice. And how big your team now?
So the team is 15.
Wow.
So we grew pretty quickly. So we were pretty lucky. In the beginning, our plan is was just to build the strongest technology possible, just the backend, and sell it directly to agencies or integrate it with big vendors. We saw quickly that it was a hard sell, and the market was not mature to integrate directly with the technology. So after a couple of months trying to sell it, and plus engineers trying to sell to do enterprise sale, I can let you imagine that it's not a good match. So we said, okay, there is a big sellers market. We got some beta testers. They saw great results. They were willing to pay from day one, high tickets. So we said, okay, let's build the interface, start to do the SaaS model and build the platform and give them all the information they needed. This is how we grew. Mainly, it was at the beginning with sellers, and after we had a big traction with agencies that found it pretty useful to gain time in a super automated and controlled way. So they were happy to streamline their operation, to hire quickly people and onboard them without being too technical about operations. And they wanted to have people only concentrate on the strategy to put in place, not to focus on bid by bid or keyword by keyword. This is how we got this traction. And now our main focus for the last year and a half is to serve agencies, because this is where we are bringing the biggest value, like agencies and big brands.
Yeah, this is definitely where the market goes, right? Most sellers, they cannot manage it themselves. It's getting more and more complicated, more data points. So yeah, so it's a market getting to the level. Nice. So,
And by the
uh,
way, just as a small interesting
yeah.
fact for you, we are getting more and more big sellers reaching to us saying, "Hey guys, we know that you don't do managed service. What
Hmm.
agency would you advise? Because we want someone to advise us on the strategy, From the beginning, we are saying, hey, we are a tool, we are an automation and optimization tool, but the business strategy, it's either you as a brand owner or you have an agency that is helping you do that. So
Yeah.
an automation software, I know that some people don't agree with me, is not there to replace a human to come up with the business strategy, the ads strategy, but it's there to streamline the operations in an efficient way, not in a non-efficient
Yeah.
way where they see something they are not happy with, they jump in the advertising console, change it, blah blah blah. So the
Yeah. Yeah.
position of our software is pretty tricky.
Yeah, we definitely get exactly the same position. So you need a brand, you need a strategy, and you need the execution. And
Exactly.
in our case, we tried many different AI solutions, and Tariq said he tried to convince me that it's doable. So I want to start with some things that we tried before and that didn't work. We even have like last month we had an experiment with another company in the PPC automation span. And so what we did, we took our campaigns that we manage manually because it's very important client. It's like huge volume and very competitive. So we spend a lot of money and we want to be organically and at the top. So we split like about 50 campaigns, like 25, 25, more or less the number. And half we gave to the algorithm and half we keep doing ourselves with clear goal. We want to keep the ROAS get better,
Okay.
right? We wanted to
Okay.
increase ROAS from 2.3 to 2.5.
Okay.
So the algorithm after 1 month get it from 2.3 to 2.2, and we manually get it to 2.5, keeping the same volume, right? So for me, it, it doesn't work, right? And
Okay.
again, we get this like, yeah, we need more time to learn, and I have knowledge in machine learning, right? So what do
Okay.
you think?
So first thing, I don't like, even if you might see it on our website, but I'm not doing all the marketing stuff. I want to, and we can discuss this at the end. Let's not use
Yeah,
AI because it's not real AI. We are
yeah.
doing some very basic machine learning. Anyways, with the data provided by Amazon, you cannot do crazy advanced machine learning. If someone is claiming that they are doing, I don't know, deep learning or generative models or whatever,
To be
they
honest,
are bullshitting.
I'm super appreciate your humbleness and honest because I you may be the only one that really say it because many ones say, yeah, we use super
No, no,
smart
no.
AI model, and I'm very skeptical. They don't
No,
show
no,
me
this
the
is
output,
bullshit.
right?
No, no, no. This is bullshit.
Okay.
But I spend me and the tech team and the R&D team. We spent a lot of time in R&D working on machine learning topics related to advertising. And to be
Mm.
completely transparent with you, like all the advanced recent research and algorithms were most of cases having worse results than super basic stuff like logistic regression that you might know, Oleg, and some basic statistical prediction models. They, in most of cases, they are the same and sometimes even better than most advanced algorithms. Why? Because the sophisticated algorithms, they work in other areas like speech recognition, image recognition, content generation. This, yes, you cannot do basic machine learning, which is not the case in Amazon. I'm talking about PPC, which means finding the right keyword and finding the right price to pay for the keyword in order to optimize either ROAS, margin, market share, or whatever. So for this specific use case, it's simple stats that is used. Second, and you know it as with the computer science background, to have, it's very tricky to have a proper framework to test two systems. Because to properly test two systems, you need to have completely isolated systems with no influences between the two systems. And these two systems, these two frameworks or contexts that you are comparing, they need to be the same, like the same, overall the same.
Yeah,
You need to
like
have
the lab
the,
lab context. Yeah, so it's like clear
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
exactly. When you are testing a drug on mouses, you need to use the same type and amount of mouses in the two population. If you have a very healthy population of mouses against an unhealthy population of mouses, the drug will have the two different drugs will have different results because you are testing on two different scopes that are not really the same. Uh, when you describe the experience for me of splitting the campaigns, this first for me is I'm sorry to tell you that it's a signal that
Very good.
the test framework is biased from the beginning. I believe that
Mm,
ads management starts from the structure itself. So here you
yeah.
didn't test a full automation, you tested the bidding within a context that was already defined by you. So maybe the context that you defined, which are your
Mm,
campaigns, are more adapted to your manual work rather than
yeah.
the software. I'm here trying to defend the other software. For me, the proper and perfect A/B test framework is not possible on Amazon. Amazon is not allowing A/B testing, which is, just to make it sound simple, to be able to randomly split into the users. And in
Mhm.
population A and population B of users that you randomly split into, you test two systems. This is not possible on Amazon. And I'm pretty sure that it won't happen, even if I'm advocating
Yeah.
and I'm asking Amazon for it. For this simple reason of this might be the starting point to measure pure incrementality for advertising.
Mm,
And usually uh, ads um, ecosystems don't like it because in some cases ads are not incremental, so it's not aligned with their
yeah.
interests. But it doesn't mean that we cannot test anything because we don't have the perfect test framework. In my opinion, the best way to test is by randomly splitting the catalog of the
Mm,
Amazon Ads account. You split randomly the product. Some products you operate them with a system, and the other products you operate them with the system, and then you compare. This is in my opinion, the best uh, solution
yeah.
to do
And
these types of tests.
what do you think? For example, in this specific account, there is just one product that sell 90% of the business, one parent. So this is what we tried, right? So we wanted to be
It's
on the
not
one.
it's not the right it's not the right account to
Mm,
test. So you shouldn't test on this
okay,
account. So
I see.
if we were in this situation, and I would have refused to test
Mm,
because you cannot tell, uh, you cannot
nice.
reproduce two comparable situations.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's get from another perspective because in my discussion in other software providers, like what we do, for example, on our daily optimizations, we don't see only campaign data. We always focus on our main competitors. So we want to see if some of our top players in the niche doing 7-day deal or lightning deal for next 12 hours, uh, everything starts to be different. And if you do this, like, I don't know what generally algorithm do, it's not get to the requested KPI, let's it little bit up. So you're basically looking for the local maximum, right? If we, yeah,
Yeah.
using the language, but uh, do you have the ability to increase all the signals to the algorithm, or you
No.
be focused mostly on the like PPC data, right?
Okay. No. So let's also be clear. In my
Nice.
opinion,
I like to have a
for
hard question, so it brings amazing discussion. Good.
yeah, so for I strongly think that a human on a
Mm,
limited scope, like if you
yeah.
have one, two, or five products
Mm,
and a super limited number of keywords per product, 5 to 10, a human going jumping in with the
mm,
right SOPs is should be able to do as good and sometimes better than a very good design software. But no
Mm.
way human labor, like manual operations, will do in average better than a software on a big scope, which means like
Mm.
hundreds of ASINs and hundreds of accounts, because you can never guarantee the same level of um, kind of
Yeah,
management perfection
consistency and
at scale
yeah, and
because
yeah.
a
Mm.
human can be sick and can sometimes not do the updates, can miss something. Each person is different. If one leaves, the other that is replacing should maybe is not the same. And even if you have very good people and you grew, you have more accounts. So scaling in average, you cannot beat a well designed software. Second, what you mentioned is what are the external signals that you take into account into your management. We pretty quickly understood our logic from the beginning was let's be smart. The easiest and most granular data, it's at search term level, like search term async.
Mhm.
Doesn't care what match type, doesn't care what type of campaign is it created by M19 or manually or another software. We don't care. We go to the root, to the search term async level, and this is the starting point for us. So from there, doesn't care if it's sponsored brand, display, or product, we start from search term asyn and we start doing our extraction of the keywords. So this is the first source. Then you have different source of Amazon is giving you for each keyword, you can know, or each product of your catalog, you can know what keywords you are indexed for. And this list
Mhm.
is refreshed each day. Like
Yeah.
in an automated way with the APIs, I'm able to fetch this list every day and I can see how
Mhm.
it's evolving and they can inject or not inject in my campaign structure. The
Mm.
third, we have broad match types, not broad keyword, which by broad match type, I mean something that is not exact. Either phrase matching or auto or whatever. I don't like broad because you are not able to negate it from broader match types. So you cannot be laser focused on each search term. You cannot guarantee that each search term will be captured at most by one campaign. So the third source is all the match types that are larger than exact will give you more search term so as you can decide from if it's a good keyword or not and how good it is or how bad it is to come up with the right bid. So
Mhm.
starting point is search term data. Sorry, I'm making a long answer for your
Yeah.
question of are you using external signals. I already said no, not using the external signals you are referring to, but because we don't believe that we will be able to capture all the external signals and inject them in an efficient way in a bidding system. But what we understood is if we provide the platform that is very smart in terms of extracting all search term data, smart into tracking your inventory. Whenever there is a risk on your inventory, it takes that into account automatically. When the platform is able also to track your SEO, which means whenever you are already top for organic,
Mhm.
doesn't need you to be top for sponsored, you decrease it. So this clear signals, we capture them and we integrate them in our bidding with the search term data. But scanning all the market, knowing what each player is doing and reacting to that, it's like maybe in 100 year, but it's like it's uh, in my opinion, it's unrealistic to think that a system will digest all
Mhm.
this and make the right action and bid adjustment. So we took the position of okay, there are some important stuff: search term data, inventory data, SEO data. This we can integrate automatically, and it's you, the agency or brand owner, that tell the tool how to do it. You tell the tool, I want to hit this ROAS. I have this budget. On this main five keywords, I show you, you see in the platform what keywords are have the
Yeah.
highest volume for your strategy. On these keywords, yeah, start tracking organic and sponsored, and do your optimization. And also, you can see the inventory in the software. And on these products, for example, this I have 1 month lead time, this I have 5 days lead time. Depending on the product, I want you to be stopping PPC when there is a risk, and I define for you the risk. We have, of course, defaults that is that where you can see a default account is whenever I'm below 5 days of stock, always stop advertising and kick off back as soon as stock is back. So this, you like the agency or brand owner, you define it. The
Mhm.
rest, market signals, we expose them to you in M19. So you can see how your competitors, their price are evolving, how their ranking are evolving, their reviews, even if they have events that happened, they change the title, the image, like for you or for your competitors. All this you see it in the platform,
Mhm.
and you take the action of, okay, he's doing that. Let's update the strategy. By the way, we call it strategies in M19. We don't talk about
Mhm.
campaigns. You update the strategy. For example, you see that one is reducing the price. You can say, okay, I want to be more aggressive on this product or in this set of keywords or whatever. So uh, some information as I described, we take that into account. The rest that is very wide and complex, we expose it in a very digest and easy way, and uh, you read it and you decide how to adjust the
Yes.
strategy based on that. So this is our positioning. Does it make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's totally makes sense. I really really understand this idea. This is more or less we do, right? Just uh, if separate the management and the strategy and the observing the market, then the automation is must have. Of course, we use some like Google Sheet, bulk file, blah blah blah, and I
Yeah.
believe yeah. So your software saves a lot of time on this end, right? But if you expect all spectrum, probably it will be not. But I have another hard question for you. Uh, you mentioned that you do search term and ASIN as a main kind of like
Yeah.
key
Starting
for
point.
all
Yeah.
the things, right? Um, okay, it's getting more and more. We do it when the competition is tough. We many times do the combination of advertisement on the parent level. So we spend a lot of money on some variation, usually the more attractive one or more appealing or even cheaper one, and we want to do ROAS on all the parent. So people get to this, you know, like white variation that was cheaper and bought pink, and we cannot make any profit on the white, but we do on the parent. Do
Yeah.
you guys have the kind of idea? So
Of
yeah,
course. So
does it make sense?
um,
The question?
eh, yeah, it makes a complete sense. And let me add even something to to tell you why it was a serious topic for us and why we developed for it. For me, my main concern was sales sponsored sales attribution. You can
Hmm.
do ads for one variation, and this is the other variation that is getting the transaction. When you look at your ROAS, it will be biased because the promoted ASIN will have a good ACOS because the attributed sale will be to it, but the real like that sale that happened will be for another variation that you didn't do ads for. And when you look at your profit data per variation or SKU level,
Yeah.
you won't understand anything. You will see that one ASIN that in theory has a good ACOS will have a bad margin because he will have only advertising costs without transaction. And the other variation that got the transaction thanks to the ads for the other variation will have a transaction with no cost. So very good profit. So this is why in our software, we are one of our best and biggest sections is what we call product stats. You go there and you
Mhm.
have a view for per product where you have all your sales and advertising data, all your profit analytics, all your inventory at ASIN level, variation level, and parent ASIN. So as
Mm.
whenever it makes sense, when you have cross-selling or you have
Yeah.
strategies inside the parent, with one click, it's grouped inside the parent, and you have all the metrics. You can have um,
Mhm.
margin, tacos, even rankings. Sometimes what you care about is how you rank
Yeah.
organically over all the variations. And again, it's for the agency to decide how to do it. Like, I should promote only these variations and not this. And in the software we provide for you in a super easy
Mhm.
way to read it in a way that you can iterate and adjust the strategy if it doesn't make sense for when you check your analytics at parent level. Or people that don't want to deal with it, do it only based on performance, and what matter for them is margin. Some they just go and do one strategy per parent. They tell M19, hey, operate for me all these variations and give me the best ROAS for the group. And M19 will be doing its math per variations.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, it totally makes sense. So basically, again, now you really changed my mind because you are the first one that. So there is like three pieces: the optimization, the picture of all the data, and the
Yeah.
strategy, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you see what you are describing the
Yeah.
structure of the tool. We have what we call
Yeah.
a strategy manager. It's a
Mm.
configuration, different pages where you describe what strategy you want to place. We have all the analytics piece, and something I'm pretty sure that will blow your mind if you look at it is what we call product 360. So product 360, in any product of your catalog, you go to it. It's a fully customizable page where you have all data for your product, which means your advertising data, sales data, rankings, all your keywords, all your search term level data, all your
Mm.
catalog data, which means any event that happened on your ASIN, like your BSR drop, you lost a badge, your reviews dropped, you gain reviews, whatever.
Mhm.
We log it, so you don't need anymore to keep track of what's happening, or Amazon changed your category. All these events are in this page, and all this you can customize it as you want. For example, you say, okay,
Mm.
let me check if my spend, how my spend correlate with, let's say, my profit, or how I'm generating reviews. And over this graph,
Mm.
let me visualize all the events that you are telling me are happening, when they happened, and if it had an impact on these three different metrics that I'm checking the correlation between. So uh, you are really spot on. It's really a matter, you have the automation, like the hidden
Yeah.
piece, you have the strategy description, and you have the analytics. And let me add something for you. And this is fully transparent. I won't name the agency. It's a very uh, by the way, it's a new customer. It's new by new, like couple of months. They came. They were very happy with the software. Like we gave them a month free test. After a week, they said, "Okay, let's switch all the accounts. We like it." Blah blah blah. So okay, so and then they started. We started getting deeper discussions. Like, the guy really loved it, and they're trying to help us grow, etc., etc. And I tell them, yeah, you know, our offer is all our analytics. It's free, and it's a starting point for us to get
Mm.
leads. We have a lot of valuable data. It's not very costly. Like, yeah, this is our strategy. Maybe we will change it in the future, but all analytics, keyword tracker, keyword extraction, share of voice, all this is free. Like, the agency refused. He said, okay, no way I will give that much value for free for my customers. Let's find a deal where, because I see the value, they are so fair and honest. I loved it. Uh, they told me, no, we will charge analytics. They have value. We will charge it together. And I will pay you for this piece that in theory is free on your offer. And I found
Mhm.
it like, just, it's
Okay.
very
Yeah,
rare
it's a
that you
good
see people
sign.
like this. They can do money, and they say,
Yeah.
okay, I will do money and I will give you some, even if this is something you give for free.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, we're taking a lot of time. I really like the discussion because I think you make me really reconsider what I expect from PPC automation. And yeah, um, my last question that I think is super important for us at least, we use a lot SQP dashboard or SQP report or like whatever you call it.
What is
Uh,
SQP? Sorry, what is SQP?
you can get it in the brand analytics on Seller Central. You
Okay, search
can
query
get it
performance.
in
Search query performance.
search query performance. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's not on
Yeah.
API as I know. And do you guys have it in your platform or not?
You know, by the
Because
way,
our team spend a lot of time doing this copy paste, and I hate it.
yeah. Yeah. So, by the way, for me, I don't know if anybody listen for people who are listening to this podcast and and are still thinking of an agency. One good signal, if an agency is heavily using this report, it's a good signal that the agency is good. So it's
Yes.
it's
Okay.
it's obvious for me as well, but it's not the case everywhere. I'm not saying that there are
Mm.
bad agencies, whatever, but for me, it's a very good signal. Um, no, because there is no API, and I'm completely frustrated. And in my weekly calls with Amazon, I'm always asking for this one. And as you know, we are a small team. We want to keep it small, so we cannot afford doing inscalable stuff that are not scalable, and having like a scraper based or human based extraction. It's
Yeah,
error
yeah,
prone, and for maintenance it's yeah it's not w- yeah, we are waiting for the API to provide it.
okay, great. So before we wrap up, can you give like you one, two, three, five, whatever you think like suggestions for the um, managing Amazon account, managing PPC, something like that you have one, two,
Okay.
three.
Yeah. So the first easy one for me is budget. uh, I
Mm.
saw a lot of people doing running out of budgets on profitable campaigns and keywords, and spending too much on non-profitable. An easy way to check it is in all campaigns where you are hitting your daily budget. By the way, a perfect campaign structure, unless you are doing some aggressive ranking. This yes, you should be running maybe running out of budget, but if you don't have very aggressive ranking campaigns, you should never run out of budget. So check the advertising console whenever you are running out of budget. It means that there are two actions to do: either you increase your budget or decrease your bids. So one action should be taken to be in a position where you run never out of budget. This is a quick fix, and that I
Mm.
saw in a lot of accounts. Second is doing PPC only with PPC data, only using the advertising console, and only do you win the search term report. As Oleg said, you need to be using search query performance, which means you need to know how popular a keyword is. You need to know what is your market share. You need to know what's your target market share on the keyword to know if it's worth it to be more aggressive or not, if there is still room there or not. My advice is you need external signals to have the right PPC management. By external signal, it's pretty simple. Your profit, your margins, how each ASIN and parent ASIN is doing in terms of profit. It gives you an idea about, are you spending enough or too much? And you should be spending in Amazon. So it's not a question of you should be spending everywhere. First, external is a margin. Second is inventory. You always need to keep an eye to be sure that you are not advertising with the risk of running out of stock. Because if you advertise
Yeah.
with the risk of running out of stock, it's stupid. You shouldn't be advertising, or you should be lowering a lot. You will increase dramatically your profit just before restocking. Third is SEO ranking. This is what also I understood from you, Oleg. Based on where you are top one or not, based on where your competitors are, organically as well. You take the right decisions on should I be more aggressive at this for this ASIN, or you can be even more precise. Should I be more aggressive for this specific keywords where I have no visibility or too much visibility, or I have a lot of competition. So the second big advice is never do PPC only with PPC data, but do it with profit, inventory, SEO, and market share insights. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. It's I can sign every piece of your advice with my signature because it's very
yes,
important. Good. So thanks a lot, Tarik. It was amazing conversation. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot for sure.
yeah,
I
me
hope it
too.
was
With your hard questions, so very very nice. It's not like
helpful.
this for all the time. So very nice. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So it was two directional. So and thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, what is the best way to find you, Tarik? What is your website or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, m19m19.com to register and go directly to our free offer. We have also a free automation offer that you can start using. So we are trying to remove all frictions. So test it, you will see if it brings value for you or not. Otherwise, if you want to reach directly to me, it's Tarik, like my name, Tarik at m19.com.
Okay, awesome. So thanks again. Thank you for all the listeners. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, whatever platform you're listening. And see you next time.
Thank you.